COVID situation in Delhi. The number of cases in Delhi has crossed 70,000. The death rate is at 3.3%, the recovery rate at 58.8%. But this is a worry because now there are more cases in Delhi of COVID than Mumbai. Delhi becomes the COVID capital of India. 3,788 cases in the last 24 hours, 2,124 recoveries in the same period, but deaths at 2,365 in total. The 14,844 home isolation cases, 19,059 tests have been conducted. So these are all numbers at one stage. It's bewildering because these numbers keep on rising. What can be done to control the situation in Delhi?
Door-to-door screening in Delhi, part of the Aam Aadmi Party government's mega COVID response plan. By the 6th of July, the government plans to screen all homes in the capital for COVID-19. Today, on day one, district-level healthcare workers visited houses in Arunanagar. They got the medical history from each home. All the details are then updated on a Delhi government mobile application.
अगर बुखार है, खांसी है, कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है। यानी कि हमारे यहाँ कोई ऐसी प्रॉब्लम नहीं है। पूरी हमारे गली में पूछ के गए, किसी को कोई दिक्कत नहीं है।
The state government also plans to randomly start testing 20,000 people from the 27th of July, the exercise to find out the extent of the spread of the disease. But for a city that has India's highest number of cases, it is an uphill battle and now a political one as well. Today, the Deputy Chief Minister said the centre's new order was creating a lot of problems and should be withdrawn. He said he has written to Union Home Minister Amit Shah asking him to intervene.
इसकी वजह से प्रशासन और मेडिकल सिस्टम का भी बोझ बढ़ गया है। तो मैंने होम मिनिस्टर साहब को लिखा है कि इस समय योर मॉडल वर्सेस माय मॉडल की लड़ाई नहीं है। ये कोई अमित शाह मॉडल, केजरीवाल मॉडल, एलजी मॉडल इससे नहीं चलेगा।
Screening every single household in Delhi within the next 2 weeks is a humongous task and will be very hard to implement. But with over 3,000 individuals testing positive on a daily basis, tracing every possible patient is the top priority of the government. In New Delhi, with Sharat Sharma and camera person Sushil Rati, this is Sukirti Dwivedi for NDTV.
Well, Delhi becomes India's COVID capital. It's a dubious sort of rank or position. Joining us now to look at what the situation on the ground is, Dr. Rajinder Dhamija, Head of Neurology Department at Lady Hardinge Medical College, Saurabh Bhardwaj, MLA Chief Spokesperson of the Aam Aadmi Party, and Surjendu Das. He's a COVID patient and advocate of the Supreme Court. Surjendu, let me come to you first. Thank you very much for agreeing to speak to us in the condition that you're in. And the reason you wanted to speak to us is because you felt that the system to get help in Delhi is hopeless. How have you suffered in trying to get medical treatment?
Firstly, of course, departments have been taking their measures, but still I feel there are certain additional things to improve the present situation. And I'm telling you from my experience. So when I was tested positive on 21st, this week in one of the private hospitals, so I wanted my family also to be tested because I found my wife also has symptoms. Now, the kind of response I am getting from the health department is ridiculous. I was told that I should take them, including my two kids. One is 1.5 years old and one is 7 years old. That we should take them out to get the testing done at some government center or some private hospital. She said, I can't because I'm already COVID positive, and if I go a step out, of course, there's a potential, I'll expose some more people. So my suggestion is that it's some measurement can be taken by the government to conduct the testing at least at the home where the COVID positive has been found. All the family members can be tested. I'm not asking for a free service. Of course, I'm ready to pay. So that's the first difficulty I had confronted. And secondly, there was some miscommunication, and for which I was blamed. I was blamed that I have given wrong contact numbers so that DSO could not contact me. Is not acceptable. I had given my Aadhaar card details. I had given immediately. I contacted immediately. I had contacted the Delhi toll-free number.
Yes.
And I was told that they're completely clueless how to reach to DSO. When I was able to get in touch to DSO, some nurse had come to visit my house and just to get a form signed. So there's no sanitization done, and of course I'm not expecting my house to be sanitized. At least the locality should be immediately sanitized. It was already 3 days. This area has not been sanitized, and I feel that there are certain measures. If those can be implemented, we can curb the situation to a great extent.
All right. Saurabh, you've heard this as a representative of the government and an MLA. Respond to this. He's facing
actually,
a lot of practical problems.
I have a personal knowledge of this case, and I spoke to the DM's office today afternoon, and I'm telling you the name of the doctor, Dr. Anush, who manages few of these things, and she says that she has been in contact. Their office is in contact with this patient, and they have recommended him that he shifts to a COVID care center, which is at Defense Colony, but he's not ready to shift, and he's saying that he wants to get admitted to a private hospital, and he's trying for it. And I again called them today, the DM office, and they are saying that it is still the same, that they want to get into a private hospital. And Vishnu, while I'm speaking to you, obviously it's not feasible. We don't have resources as a government, and when I say we, I'm talking about all state governments that people can be tested at their home. Yes, there was a facility available for this through private labs. But I think when the prices were capped, I think most of the private labs are not interested, because they say that it's not practical enough to send a person
and get that thing tested. We are working on it, and we have asked Honorable LG to put another cap for people who can go and collect the swab, so that they can be tested at home. Yes, there are few practical difficulties, and I empathize. And with all such experiences, we also learn and try to create better processes.
Dr. Dhamija, is it not a big problem for patients, for example, to try and get access to plasma? I know plasma is not a cure, but there are cases where it seems to have worked. The fact that people don't donate, isn't that a huge problem? The fact that there are only a few places which are authorized to dispense plasma, that if you're in another hospital, getting it to that hospital is a real nightmare. So therefore, where is the hope for those who are seriously ill with COVID?
Vishnu, this convalescent plasma therapy is only indicated in severe cases who require ventilation, and they are very severe. It's not for everyone, even for the mild or moderate. So this is one form of therapy which is approved as an experimental or investigational treatment in India. But there are other things which need to be looked at this scenario which we have described. You have described very nicely a little while ago. So why are these numbers going up? So we need to look at the two parameters. One is that the growth rate of active new cases, which is around 2.1% at the moment, and we need to bring it to 0. So that means we are inching towards the peak. And the second thing is the positivity rate, which is now 16% in Delhi, versus the average of 6% at the national level. So more you test, more you get more cases, and the positivity rate goes down. So we need to bring the positivity rate to less than 10% to see that we are adequately testing. This is the one thing which we need to aggressively pursue. The other thing, how can we bring down the growth of new active cases, is by very aggressive surveillance and contact tracing. We have been focusing on, of course, saving lives. This is very crucial. We have to save each and every life. But we have to focus also on the testing, tracing, and isolation or quarantine. So these two things will go hand in hand. I'm told that Delhi government and the national government are doing sero surveillance as well as the house-to-house surveillance and the sero epidemiological studies. So we have been saying right from the beginning that the exact way to know the prevalence of disease and how this pandemic is behaving is a two-stage cluster sampling. So
in fact, that's my next question, and that's my final question actually to Saurabh. Yeah. How exactly, Saurabh, does the government intend to go from house to house and to test people or to check out people? I mean, it's a massive job.
Yes, it's a massive job. We are using our network of health workers who usually, are used in various campaigns like polio drop campaigns and immunization campaigns across Delhi. So we have around 3,000 such workers,
and they are being assisted by other teams from the revenue department, and they'll be going, because they already have, they're used to have, there is already a plan through which they know that X person has to cover these addresses. So they have been doing it for long, for different campaigns related to health department. So this will be run on a similar pattern, and they will be covering all the houses.
Sure. All right.
I
Well,
need
I'd
to
like
come up for 30 seconds. 30
yes, sir.
seconds.
30
I just
seconds,
need to
sir.
come in.
Dr. Saab,
Yes.
go ahead.
Yeah, I just need to emphasize through your channel that this is the responsibility of the citizens also. We go on the road, we put a seat belt. Similarly, we need to put a mask. People on the bike put a helmet for their own safety or their own life. So we have to educate, we have to enforce that community participation, just like Jan Bhagidari. Unless you force this by voluntary involvement of the community, this pandemic is very difficult to control just by the state method.
I couldn't agree more, sir. I couldn't agree more. And thank you so much for spreading that message, and we will continue to do that.